Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Seaford Town Council Golf and the View Committee. Agenda item number 1, apologies for absence.
Good evening everyone, thank you Chair. We have 2 apologies, Councillor Rob Buchanan and Councillor James Meek, both of whom have personal commitments this evening.
Do you think it's worth making them members? No.
Yes.
Do you want to do that?
The other news we have to share under this item is that Councillor Duval has decided to stand down from this committee, and she's not here this evening. Yes, she's resigned from the committee, so she won't be joining us for the rest of the year. Thank you.
Agenda item number 2, disclosure of interest. To deal with any disclosure by members of any disclosable pecuniary interest and interest other than pecuniary interest as defined under the Seaford Town Council Code of Conduct and the Localism Act 2021 in relation to matters on the agenda. I think it just needs to be cleared up. My son sometimes plays.
Yes.
The golf club.
Yes, that's a personal interest that we know. Thank you. Thank you.
Agenda item number 3, public participation. If members of the public wish to make any representation, you can do that now.
I have a job now, I have.
Agenda item number 4, the Golf and View Income Report of the 31st of January 2024. Can I just start by saying the variance report is an excellent addition.
Thank you.
It actually preempted me. I feel redundant because I was going to ask a lot of questions. When I did the report, I had answers to my questions. So I've got nothing to. I've maybe just got one small question or just clarification. On page 8, midway through, I think my understanding is that up to 600, up to code 6,000 shows that there's a surplus or a net income of £161,000.
Yes.
But then when it then gets to the expenditure, it looks like there's a deficit of 69,000. I couldn't understand that.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. So it's simply because what the council decided to do last year, Chair, was to create a new cost centre relating to the loan. So rather than the loan, which is 4301, used to be charged back through the View and Golf course cost centres, and that was kind of obscuring their real financial performance. And so the committee decided to change it and create a new cost centre, 102, and that's for the public works loan payment primarily. And obviously there's been some there was some professional fees in there. I think that there was a thinking that we might have sought advice about early payment of that loan or something like that, which hasn't been necessary because we clearly can't do that. So what it shows is that 105,000 is the annual loan amount, and at the point this report was written, actually only 69,000 have been paid, which is slightly behind, so I'm not quite sure why that isn't showing 83% of the total rather than 66%, but that's what that cost centre is for. And obviously it's a payment, so it's showing as a deficit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I suppose just to say, Chair, is that it's probably worth highlighting as I say, I completely agree about the work that the RFO and Finance Manager have done to make the reports as transparent as possible, and we work really hard behind the scenes to get you that transparency. It's really important you have that. But I mean, as councillors can see, the performance is very strong. The golf especially is significantly over budget, with a significant number of income that's doing better, which obviously Fraser talks about in his report later on, and also some significant savings as well, which again are shown within the report. And so, for example, the fact we had such a favourable outcome with the rates is showing a significant underspend there, and that's certainly part of the story. But there's obviously a very strong performance there. And then within the View, it's better than budget, as you can see. Its deficit at 10 months is around 56,000, 55,839. There'll be more deficit in the last 2 months of the year, but certainly the year-end total will be significantly below the budget of 29. So the staff are to be commended on their work to get that down below the budget deficit figure. But so happy to take any further questions, Chair, but thank you.
Thank you very much. So we're asked to note the contents of the report. Second, yeah, noted.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, Chair.
Then item number 5, it is the cost manager's update report. Sam.
Good evening, everyone. I won't bore you too much. I'm sure you've all had a good read. I'll just give a few updates. With regards to 17th Green, we had a design back today from the architect. So it's the first design. Fraser and I are going to read it tomorrow, have a look over it from a golfers and a management point of view, and then we'll go back to the architect. He's looking to present his final design with annotated notes mid-March. So it's nice to see that moving forward a lot. Weather, as always, normally this time of year I talk about how wet or how cold it is. It's been a bit of everything. The new greenkeeper that we employed is fitting in really well. He's just started his level 2 training now. A little bit earlier than we would with a new employee sometimes, but I've known him a long time and he just fits in the team, so it's ideal to get him going. We placed orders for machines when the budget was approved in January at full council. The order was placed along with changing over to electrical equipment for strims and blowers, which is a step in the right direction. The other meetings we talked about electric rider motors and stuff, they're not quite there yet, but we'll keep looking at that as technology improves. The other thing I just wanted to mention is we are in a strange position with machinery because the order times are sort of 12 months, 18 months now, which doesn't fit with our budgeting and ordering and then getting machinery in the financial years. So I'm going to do a bit of work in the next few months leading up to the next meeting to see how we can progress with placing orders to meet our 5-year plan without having that, keeping it ticking over every 12 months rather than being beat by the order times. But I welcome any questions.
Have you thought of leasing equipment?
Yes, we have opted for a finance lease, so we'll lease it over 5 years and we own it at the end. The problem still arises with the order times. The manufacturer is the issue. It's the previous 5-year plan worked really well. We've got quite a lot of asset to trade back in, which has offset some of the increases in costs that the machinery have had, which if we had done an operating lease, for example, we wouldn't have any deposits to put towards, which does offset quite a bit of the increases each 5 years when we order a new machine.
On the lease agreement, who maintains the plant? Is it down to the manufacturer lease from, or is it the maintenance down to yourselves?
Sorry, so the maintenance
of the plant?
Maintenance of the plant is down to us.
It's down to you?
Yeah.
So it's a purchase lease, not a full lease regarding repair and maintenance?
No, it's a finance purchase lease. So yeah, we pay.
Whatever you pay, you pay.
Yeah, 1+4 for the year,
right.
And with a peppercorn payment at the end, which we've just brought all in the process of buying. I guess it'll be 1st of April. Probably £25,000 worth of equipment, and I think it'll cost us about 900 quid, which is that final payment to purchase it off the lease company.
Yeah. We've had to maintain it in the meantime.
We've maintained it in the meantime, yeah.
Which is not cheap.
No.
Okay, thank you.
It's still cheaper than operating lease because the council were kind enough to put me through an engineering course sort of 6-7 years ago, so I'm qualified to do that. So as long as we use original parts in the warranty period, then we're covered.
Understand. Okay, excellent, thank you.
Sounds like money well spent.
Hopefully.
The recent cliff fall on that hasn't had any impact on any part of the course, has it?
Not on any part of the course at all, no. It is a lot nearer a splash point. It adds to the growing pressure on the location of the Vanguard's Way, the footpath leading up along the cliff. But in terms of golf, no, it was a good place to have a fall for us, anyway.
Okay, because I know my wife was down at West Beach in New Haven this morning. There's been some enormous mudslides
Yeah.
of the topsoil coming off. Half of that is now down on the beach, and of course it's not quite the same geology here, but we're all heading out the sea slowly.
Yeah, and I mean our focus point is obviously the 17th green and the 18th tee. They are 20 metres away from the edge now, and that includes the main guys way in the middle. So we prioritise that, and we're working towards getting that moved.
How soon is that going to be finished?
The project,
Yeah.
that depends a lot on council decisions and funding, I guess, in the next.
We'll let you know shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the plan for the 17th and 18th, we've been updating you through these papers. This report, this graphic that's just come through, the plan is it will next go for project approval. And that, I think, will go to full council. What I'd like to do is arrange for all of you to come and have a tour of the 17th and 18th, which I did with Simon on the buggies again, which was really fun, but actually unbelievably helpful in terms of understanding what the size of the project is, what the impact on our golf income will be, how we might manage while those works are going on. We've also got an issue which you may be aware of, which is the fort, which sits sort of underneath it. So we've got big parties who will be involved in that decision-making process. But the first step, we wanted to get some sort of drawing so that we could do a visualisation with you as the committee that looks after the area and actually take you up there.
Well, I did that tour with you last
Yeah, you
year,
did.
and it was extremely helpful.
Cool. Thank you. Any other comments? No. So we are asking you to note the contents of this report. Any proposal? Thank you, Councillor Rutland. Councillor Orwell. All those in favour? Yes, unanimous.
Thank you, Chair.
Agenda item number 6, the golf professional update report. Fraser.
Good evening, everybody. I think most of it's quite self-explanatory. Just it's been going considerably well, considering we're all growing gills up there at the moment. It's the winter side of it has certainly helped keeping the costs up with our thing, not reducing them because it's winter, because there's so many golf courses closed around us. So it's, you know, supply and demand with regards to the golf course, and arguably they do more damage to the course when they do come there, so we shouldn't be charging them less necessarily. We do reduce it if there's a lot of temporary greens or anything like that, but generally we keep it as normal green fees, the same throughout the year. Nobody's butted an eyelid at it, and also it's shown in the figures that this helped us through the winter periods income-wise, so that's been great. So I'm happy to take any questions on the audits.
No, I think it's very good financial figures. You said the figures speak for themselves, so come forth. So thank you guys for your hard work.
So just to add, we are currently refurbishing the view upstairs because of the lease. We're doing a lot of work with Fraser around downstairs to make downstairs attractive to new members, and that includes the golf have decided on the colour they want it painted. It's going to be a completely different colour from upstairs. We're looking at refurbing all the paintwork and tidying up the carpets, and we're putting in the new lockers, which is in here, and that will create a really nice space for the golfers to go and change, etc., etc. And then we've also the buggies. We're making the buggy access easier so that we can potentially bring on more buggies, which have been an income earner for us. I mean, not so much this year, but they have been a good income earner. So we're looking to the planning ahead and how we use that downstairs space to maximise that golfer's income.
That's great. Thank you.
Good.
Okay. We ask you to note the contents of the report. Yeah, we have a proposal?
Noted.
Yeah. Noted. Okay. I'm going to have to slow down.
This is great.
Keep going, Sam. You're top of the class.
We're going to read through slowly this time.
Keep going. Full steam ahead.
Agenda item number 7, an update from the town clerk on the list progress.
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a two-hander, so I'm happy to start in terms of the lease, and then Louise will take you through most of the rest of the report. I think the main thing to say about all of the preparations for the handover is the amazing amount of work that's been done. It's been a fantastic effort and a fantastic team effort. I cannot praise the staff enough. From whether that's from the back, the back office in terms of all the papers, pensions agreements, GP, etc., getting sorted, through to the View staff and the projects team working together on all the changes Louise just alluded to that are going on, all the other preparations, but all is set. And I explained to councillors about the additional tenancy will document that's been agreed to enable the lease negotiations to be finalised when they need to be, as it were, but it doesn't change anything in terms of the 29th of February being transfer day and the 1st of March the View Limited start delivering the catering service upstairs. So we're on track for that. Again, Louise can tell you more about the lots happening obviously on the 29th to make sure stock counts and all them sorts of things that you have to do to make sure the transfer happens appropriately and properly. But I don't want to. I feel like I'm in danger of tempting fate if I say any more. But it's there. But we are on track.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes.
So transfer preparations, I've just put a few key points on the transfer preparation of what we're doing. The main things are the equipment within the View is being itemised, and that will be a hand back in the same condition if you leave. The consumables in terms of the alcohol and the food, there'll be a stock check. In fact, one's already happened. We're doing a second one with Pappuccino's, and we will invoice Pappuccino's for all the stock that we leave behind and all the alcohol.
So no big parties then.
So no big parties. No, and I did say to them,
Topping out party,
yeah. So I'm hoping they've used that down, and that's been the plan. But I know the View's been extremely busy, extremely busy. So that's great for us going forward, and as well as Pappuccino's. So there's no questions on that. The contract management, I've gone into some detail on that because I thought you might want to know how we are proposing to manage such a large contract. And as you can see, there's lots of things we're going to be looking at. The meetings have already been set up. They're monthly to start with, and the first one's 2 weeks after handover. We've got a full maintenance programme that we will be checking every year with them to make sure that the maintenance is up to date. And on top of that, we've got a maintenance programme that we are responsible for that we're currently working on. The View historically has not received the maintenance attention it probably needed, so we're playing a little bit of catch up on that. I'm expecting that the first few meetings are going to be loaded, and then gradually we'll get into business as usual. One of the key things here to note is the KPIs for the golf. And we are going to be paying lots of attention to Golf Society bookings because that links directly with our income, and we want to be certain that that income is, well, I'd like to see it increase. On top of that, the other key areas to make sure that the View is always open for the golfers, for them to come in and enjoy no matter what activities are actually going on in the View. So there's lots of discussion about how we can make sure that happens. Simon and Fraser will both be attending those meetings. As will Pappuccino's, and as we go through and things start to settle, I'll expect people to attend as and when. But initially, we booked it in that we're all going to be there and get that relationship going in the way that we want it to continue.
Cool. I have a question for you, Adam.
Go for it.
This lovely long email that we've all received from a concerned local
resident. Yeah, okay.
ACL. Any comment on the various points that she's made? Is there any?
I think she makes 3 main points within her email. One, and there's lots of description under each one. But briefly, Chair, just within a public setting, obviously, and I'll say what I can say publicly, but in terms of taken in reverse order, Lewes District Council permission under the covenant. LDC have clarified the position on that and they're quite happy, so no problems there. Due diligence, we've done an exhaustive due diligence exercise. We've done it more than once. Obviously, again, I can't give much detail back to that because that's a confidential commercial process.
Yes.
And then what was the first question? So those two were definitely fine. I can't remember the first question was now. Yes, so there
What
was...
is the sentence when a whole paragraph?
oh yes, sorry, it was about the market value, and obviously the rent figure that they're paying has come from a expression of interest in an invitation to tender process. So we basically used our market to establish our market values. So in terms of her three questions, I think we can answer them reasonably.
Yeah.
You know, we may get more back, we'll see. But in terms of, so how have we arrived at a market rent figure? Yes, we have through the process we've done. Did we follow due diligence? Yes, we have. And are LDC happy? Yes, they are. So that's very much.
That's all we need then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Knew that would be the case, but it would be incorrect not to bring it up as she has emailed us all about it. So,
No, that's not a problem at all, Councillors. Happy to clarify.
yes, absolutely. Well, my use a sentence when a whole paragraph will do. Right, that's that one did.
I think there's nothing else to add.
Chair, actually, just quickly to say, the approach both parties are taking is very much a soft launch, to coin a phrase. So we haven't invited BBC up on Friday or anything like that, if you know what I mean. So, because I think it's really important to help that, it supports the process to have that. So the council's not doing a big fanfare about this transfer happening. We're going very much soft launch for this to help the business to develop successfully. And also I'm grateful to Louise for tonight and in the report is that there is a rigorous contract management process there that we're working together on. So we want to make sure this is a success and we have the steps in place to make sure that can be the case.
All compliments to Seaford Town Council doing such a professional job on it, to be perfectly honest with you.
I have to say,
Because I'll be honest with you, I know these things are so complicated and so many pitfalls waiting for you, and little cubbyholes with problems in, and you seem to find everything out, and it's well done, Adam and the rest of the staff at Seaford Town Council, well done to you.
Thank
It's almost like seamless, isn't it, really? It's like you're giving it to your son to take over sort of thing, you know. Well, I wouldn't say that because I know it appears on the surface.
they're like swans.
Like swans, like
Very, very graceful.
blinking
Yes.
out on the wall. Yeah, I think you've done a marvellous job. Well done to you. I'm very pleased. Thank you.
I would also add comments about the accounts.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely crystal
spot
clear.
on. Spot
And
on.
very easy for somebody who
Yeah.
doesn't know their way around a balance sheet to understand. And those that do know their way around a balance sheet can appreciate the work that's gone into it. So,
Yeah,
well
absolutely. Well done.
done, great job. Please pass on our thanks to everyone involved
Yeah.
because I think you've done a bloody amazing job.
I'd like to say, well done to all Seaford
Yeah.
Town Council staff. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll save the fanfare and the big that for the opening of the Martella.
Yeah, that sounds.
That'll have trumpets and fireworks.
Well, maybe. I don't know. We might be soft looked at. We'll see. Maybe we'll just say, we don't like to tempt fate. You know what I mean?
Anyway.
So agenda item number 8. So we asked you to do your report. So I'm not trying to cut you short, Adam. I'm not trying to,
So do we need to note the report?
just to note your
Yeah.
report. Yeah. Note the contents of the report.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that?
Do
you
that.
noted? Yeah. Noted. Agenda number 8. Is there any verbal representation from the Seaford Gov membership? There's no one
They're
there.
not here, unfortunately, this time. They've said they've been really useful updates before. But,
Right.
no, this has been saying
Oh, right,
for
okay.
council approved, so people are clear.
Can I just say something actually? Not that you mentioned that. Can I just self-indulgently say, obviously, as on paragraph 1C, it was resolved that the chair of Gov and the mayor will go through the final terms. This has been done, and even though there may be the two issues were flagged at the last council meeting. One was the issue of personal guarantor,
Yeah.
which officers have, as the Sarah rightly said, taken due diligence on, and I'm satisfied that that's been done.
Yeah.
And there was an issue about the £175,000 that was meant to be held or set aside. Again, there was no additional requirements by the council that it should be held in the council forms or anything like that. So on the basis, I've done the due diligence for my part, and we've concluded that everything was done satisfactorily. So, but just making sure that's been done properly.
Thank you, Chair.
Just one final time, it's been briefly mentioned in here, the roof at the golf club, how is that progressing with regards to the leak and
Yeah.
making it more sustainable?
So lots of work.
That's all I need to know. If it's in hand, that's all I need. I don't need these, I just don't want to be parked up at the back of the queue and
That's
not have it.
ongoing,
Okay, it's
because
fine.
we,
It's fine, so great
as
stuff.
part of our responsibility
Thanks,
to hand
Louise.
over
Yeah.
to keep, we
Yeah.
do need to fix it.
Yeah, Louise, that's fine. Thank you very much indeed. You just got briefly mentioned, I thought, nobody's not going to be parked, something forgotten about it. That's great, thank you.
On that note, if it's no other business, it's the end of the meeting at 7:26.